In order to show the sequence that we created earlier to the player so they have something to copy or mimic, we need to be able to blink our LEDs. So let's create a blink function. For now, we're just going to worry about the red LED. To make our code readable, let's define a variable for the red LED. So I'm going to open up my code drawer here and type byte red LED equals 10. And then to send information out to pin 10, add a pin mode command right here. And I'm going to say which pin I want to set, which is the red LED pin, which of course is pin 10. And I'm going to set that to output. We're not reading information from it, we're sending information to it. And then I'm going to create a blink function. And I'm going to put the blink function, I'm going to put it right underneath the loop here, just so we can kind of keep everything on one screen. I don't have to scroll up and down to show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to say void blink. And I'll need an opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. And the blink function is really simple. All we're going to say is digital right. And I'm going to say the red LED needs to be high or turned on. And then I'm going to keep it that way for 500 milliseconds or half of a second. And then I'm going to say digital right, red LED low. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and delete the code right within our loop here. That was from a previous video. We don't really need that anymore. And to make the red LED blink, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put a call right inside of loop to blink. And then I'll go ahead and put a little delay here. I'll make it delay 1 second between each blink. And I'm going to start my simulation. And here you can see the red LED is turning on for half of a second, and then it delays for a full second. Now, to make the green LED blink, I could make another blink function. I could maybe rename this one red blink and then create a green blink function, but I'm lazy and there's a more efficient way. We can create an object that stores the pin associated with a given LED along with the function we just created. Think of an object as a sort of super variable that can store all different types of information. We do this by using struct. So up at the very top here, right below the floating pin, I'm going to type struct. And the struct is we're going to call it color because this is going to be a general thing that works for for all of the red, the green, the blue, and the yellow LEDs. And I'm going to have an opening curly brace for it and a closing curly brace. And instead of having byte red LED outside here, I'm going to put something very similar to that inside. I'm just going to say byte, and then I'm going to say LED. That's it. That's all I'm going to have. And I'm going to delete this. And then I am going to copy our blink function into the struct thing here. So I'm going to go down to where we have blink. I'm going to hit Control X to cut it. And then up here, I'm going to hit Control V for paste. Now, this entire function, because it's inside of the struct, what I want to do is hit tab one time. I highlighted everything. I'm going to hit tab once to indent everything to show that it's indented, that it's inside this struct color object maker here. So now our struct is pretty much done, except there's one critical thing we have to do, otherwise it won't work. we have to put a semicolon at the very end right here. If we don't put a semicolon, we're going to get some errors. Now, I've got something that will create objects for us, but we haven't actually created any objects yet. To create an object, we have to use this word up here. Whatever we put here, we have to use that down here. So I'm going to say color, and then I'm going to define the red color for our game. And right now, the only thing that we have to define is the pin that the red LED is attached to. So in curly braces, I'm going to put 10. Now, the first and the only thing inside the curly braces right now is a 10. That corresponds to the first variable. As we add more variables, we'll have more items inside these curly braces. The next object I'm going to create, the next color I'm going to define, is the green one. And it is attached to pin 7. Now I'm going to have to set the pin modes a little bit differently. Here, instead of pin mode red LED, now I'm going to put red dot LED. It refers to the red object and then the LED variable within that object. So the red object's LED variable, the first variable, is the first item in these curly braces, which is a 10. So this still refers to pin 10. Down here, I'm going to have to set another pin mode for the green LED. And again, that will be set to output. And then to make them blink, it's really pretty cool. All I have to do is type red dot blink right here and green dot blink right here. I don't have to redefine any of this function. I'm using the same thing that I had before. Now there's one more thing I have to change, and that is when I copied this function up here, I forgot to get rid of the part that's specific to the red LED. I need to delete this part and this part so that this LED refers to the LED variable for this object, for each specific object. So when it says red dot blink, it's going to know, hey, the red object's variable, well, that's 10, set 10 high and then set 10 low. But when it's the green one, the green blink is called, well, it's going to say, okay, well, the green object is going to blink the LED variable. Well, the LED variable is the first item, the first variable in our structure here, which is corresponds to the first item in this list, which is a 7. So in that instance, it'll be 7 set to high and 7 set to low. Let's go ahead and see if it works. And there you can see the red LED blinks and then followed by the green one. And there's a 1 second delay in between those, exactly what we have coded right here. At this point in time, I want you to make a commit, and your commit message should say something to the effect of added the ability to blink the LEDs, the red and green LEDs, and then I want you to add the same functionality for the blue and yellow LEDs on your own. Once you've done that, make another commit that says something to the effect of completed the blink code for all of the LEDs.